This is going to be a fairly short video, I would think. $40.96 by $21.60. Huh. I think that's actually rendering at 4K, but 4K is 3840 by 2160, isn't it? Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, there have been some changes. Oh, why is this so quiet? There we go. It just took a while to catch up. That's very odd. So, we have got in place the weapon wheel. You can see in the background, this is my first time seeing this, but you can see in the background that everything is slowed down, so time is being properly dilated when we are selecting these powers. We are still moving, but yeah, so you can press Y as before to switch through the various powers, but if you hold Y, we have the ability to... It's quite tricky to select diagonals, it has to be said. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's quite tricky to select diagonals, but it is working. Stealth mode is now a hold button. Oh. Okay. I'm literally just trying things out here and seeing how they've changed stuff. Enemy movement is still very, very slow. Focus button is also a held experience. It's still on R1, which I'm not sure is the best choice. But we at least have control now over the brutal finishes. And if nothing else, I think that is a good change. And actually, stealth feels better, as I suspected it would do, as a held ability. I'm not super convinced by the glitch effects. I can't actually remember, how do I use this? The problem that we've now got is that in adding this weapon wheel, but still keeping the Y tapping, is that it doesn't always scroll through. Yeah, that feels good. You know, the automatic... Well, it's not an automatic brutal finisher, but if you're in stealth and the icon flashes up behind them, you can hit R1 to do a brutal finisher. That makes it feel worthwhile because a brutal finisher is an automatic health. I don't know whether it's a full refill, but it's a good chunk. So that is a good change. The map still needs work. Still can't do diagonals. Anything else? I don't know. But in fact, I can... Let's bring up the patch notes. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? So, weapon wheel system has been implemented. It still needs some work. Stealth kill revamp, I think, is a good change. Animations need tweaking. That's fine. Hold down the stealth button to stay hidden. Yeah, fine with this. Focus, fair enough. Dash attack. Press a direction plus right bumper. Yeah, so I can actually turn around like this, either on the stick or on the D-pad, and not go shooting off. Now, in order to do that, I actually have to oh, it's still a tap. Huh. It's actually... Let's put the controller overlay up. So we've still got issues, but as somebody who's probably is the word I'm after, who's probably not going to use it anyway. Obviously, it still needs fixing for people that will use it, but it's not going to bother me because I'm very unlikely to be using it. But the fact that it's on the same button as the finisher, which you're only going to use in stealth, means that R1 now has two uses, but they are context sensitive, which is a good change. Obviously, it needs to work. Hopefully, this is showing up. I think probably rather than tapping both, you probably just need to hold a direction and press R1. And as long as you're not in stealth mode, then you just do the dash attack. Again, I'm trying to think about button economy and responsiveness, but at the moment this is flaky. You're having to tap both buttons. Realistically, when you're going to want to use this, you're going to want to use this in combat when you are already moving around. So you're not going to be tapping buttons, especially if it's as unresponsive as this. I think it probably just needs to be if you are holding and you tap R2, it does your dash. And if you press R1 while you're holding, it does your... it does your dash attack. I mean, the big thing for me is that it's off of the D-pad and attack. because that will make much more sense for a platformer if you're not tying that in. Now it needs to work in a way that actually makes sense in combat. How are people likely to use it in combat? They're likely to use it because they are deliberately moving forwards and they want to dash through, but they want to do it as an attack. You know, they've got a choice to make. Either they're going to roll through for the iframes that I think, as far as I know, yeah, iframes from the dodge roll, isn't it? The dash attack, you're going to take some damage, I guess. I actually don't know whether do you take damage when you dash attack. Let's see if I can find an enemy to do it with. I actually don't know because I never used it, because of course I didn't. Or rather, I never used it deliberately. Now, of course, we actually need it to work. Maybe that's the trade-off, though. No, that's a shit trade-off. So I was thinking maybe the trade-off is that it's slightly more awkward to use, but that's a bad trade-off. Because this isn't so much awkward to... Well, no, it is awkward to use. Tapping two buttons at a time in combat is not likely to happen. You know, I think probably it needs to be held and then tap R1. Or you can dodge, but you can't do both. And I suspect probably you're going to want to make the dodge take priority. I don't know. I suspect you'd have to get more feedback and ask the community, such as it is, for feedback on that one. Because I've already made my kind of point of view on this dash attack clear. I'm very unlikely to be using it much. But I think in terms of how does it feel, right now it feels incredibly inconsistent. In terms of does it trigger. I don't know how close timing wise you need to press both of these buttons. I'm assuming it's not the same frame, but it could be. And if it is, that's daft, and it needs to have a longer input window. But yeah, right now I think just moving and hitting the attack button. Obviously you can't combo with it, and maybe you could give it... I don't know, I'm trying to think of the trade-offs, because the issue is, if you get iframes from it, why would you ever use the dodge roll? Because you're going to be doing damage at the same time. From here... Trying to measure the distances. Yeah, they're the same distance, aren't they? Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure what to do about that, but I know that the inconsistency is not good. But I'm really glad it's off this combination of attack and move back and forth. That is a positive change, so kudos for that. So dash attack reworked. Focus being a toggle. No, focus not being a toggle anymore doesn't make a huge amount of difference to me. I still think it's taking up a shoulder button is unnecessary. You know, I would probably, and I've said this in my feedback, but I would probably have kept it as a toggle and just toggled it on and off with a clicking of the stick. But again, button economy is at a bit of a premium in the game as it is. So stealth kills now work. I appreciate that. It gives R1, right bumper, two uses, either for the dash attack or for the brutal kills. I like this. The weapon wheel is a start. It's a bit unresponsive. It's quite difficult to hit the diagonals. And it doesn't always, it's doing it now. There we go. Yes, there we go. It's eating inputs, but it's a start. You know, I was assholey enough during the first 5 episodes. I'm trying to be positive here. That is a start. That is progress. That is better than it was. It just needs to actually work now. What else do we have? That's about the same stuff. Health orbs properly drop after stealth kill animations. Yes. Lowered speed and damage of Richard's homing bullets. Good, because there was too many of them and they filled up the screen horrendously. Turrets can now break the destructible wall in Zone 3. Corrected a layout issue in Zone 3. I don't even know which Zone 3 is, because something that does eventually need working on is obviously the map. But is the map designed to be... No, it's not even that it's designed to be dragged around. Whoa. Oh, there we go. We've got no labels. Got no labels for area names or anything, and can you see how if you just tap the D-pad, that's fine, but if you hold it for more than like a split second, the map scrolls weirdly. Yes, knowing what the zones are called and so on and so forth, and obviously removing barriers that we have already destroyed is a thing that needs working on. 4K resolution is available. I don't know whether it looks smoother. Can we test it in game? I was using 1440p before, wasn't I? So that's what it looks like at 1440p. It'll look weird. Well, I suppose it'll look the same for you on the recording as it will do for me, because it's been stretched up slightly. If I put it on 4K, that's definitely crisper, I think, at native res. Yeah, I think that's definitely crisper for me. I don't know whether you'll be able to tell on the recording, because obviously YouTube bitrate compression and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, 4K resolution, 2160 is what? Yeah, 3840. So why you've got it listed as 4096, I'm not sure. Don't know what's going on with that. Fire has been added to the ruin scene. Ooh, feedback on energy dispensers has been added. There is one of those down here. It's a little bit of a jaunt. Why are there no sound effects? There's no sound for the fire or anything. Now there is. I don't understand. Is it because I was in stealth mode? I'm really unsure. Also, why does select not do it? Oh, it's because you've got the touchpad for the alarm, haven't you? Interesting. You can see me from there. Was that a full? Couldn't tell you. What the? Oh yeah. That actually makes it feel good and worthwhile to use. That's a good change. I appreciate that. Ladders still need work. Right. There should be a... Okay, so we've got a flash on the UI in the top left. We've got a flash here. I'm assuming that's supposed to be around here. Can you not make these shake or something? Can you make them shake or kind of do the white flash as if they've actually been hit? It's the fact that they don't react at all. I think just adding a flashing light isn't going to fix it. I think sparks and stuff, it needs to look like it's actually being hit. It's a start. I don't know whether this up here, I couldn't tell you whether it's always done that. Maybe it has done. I'm guessing this is supposed to be aligned around that thing as opposed to just in the corner of the room. Would be my guess. There isn't another one nearby. I'd have to go all the way over to there. No, that's a save point, isn't it? What else we got? Began work on refining the weapon wheel feedback. Yeah, that needs work. We tried to get the map discovery system under control. Obviously, I don't know what they have tried to do because this is an old save file, and I'm assuming the map Fog of War is saved probably as a client-side file somewhere. I don't know what this red stuff here is. But yeah, an improvement. Still some work to do, but in all fairness to the developers, it's been a week, I think it was, since I, handed out some pretty harsh feedback. I did also spend 30, 35, 40 minutes or so writing out some ideas and recommendations, and that's available over on my Google Drive. You can go and see that for yourself, what I've said and what I've written. Assuming have I got the link working? I should probably check this. Yeah, if you go to demajen.co.uk/Steamdolls with a capital S, you can see my critique from October for the playtest concept demo thing, whatever it was, and you can see my early access critique as well. I'll add some notes to that from this. But this is definitely better. It's definitely better. There's still a lot of work to do, but kudos for actually, putting the hours in, listening, and so on and so forth. I don't know how many people had similar feedback and experiences to me. I've no idea, obviously, how many people are playing this. Oh, he's good. Yeah, the sound is weird. I don't know whether it's related to the stealth mode changes, but there's no fire sound effect here. And I don't understand why. Not a clue. Not a clue. Anyway, that's all I've got time for with this. But hopefully there's some extra bits and pieces of feedback there that can be useful. Some good changes. I'm not going to reiterate them again. Yeah, keep it up. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.